Born in the US in the 1960s in the midst of the custom car phenomenon, no self-respecting Californian surfer dude would be seen dead without a chopped-up V-dub Beetle. Advertised in the back pages of hot rod magazines, you'd find all kinds of kits on offer, from Baja bugs to beach buggies. But it was in the UK in the 1980s that the VW Wizard really kicked off, with small companies like the Wizard of Rods going into production and churning out low-slung, open two-seater roadsters for people that couldn't be bothered to do it themselves. Performance was largely irrelevant, and as with all custom cars, styling rules went straight out the window, apart from one: they had to look ultra cool. Although sadly for the boys, the Wizard they're about to pick up is not so much a young Harry Potter, but more a dismal old Dumbledore.
Oh, there it is.
Wizard. What a lovely thing to see. I haven't seen one for decades.
Here we go. Let's take a look in there and... Oh! Orange. Oh, and then dark green. A different green. And all the greens. And look at that rat's nest of wires there. That is utterly atrocious. Oh, hold on. That's not... That doesn't look very well put together to me. Wow, that just flexed so much and there was a cracking noise. I think the bonnet is about to come away from the hinges. We've got fiberglass wings and look, the paint is bubbling. So that needs to be knocked back, right back to the fiberglass again. We've got loads and loads of rot around the windscreen. This looks absolutely shocking. The scraping on this kind of pseudo running board doesn't look like it's particularly well attached. Everything's moving independently. It shouldn't be like that. Right, so if I lift the door, I can see the windscreen pillar is moving away from the back of the door here. It's like there's no rigidity in the structure of this car whatsoever. The roof has been cut away, removing a whole heap of the strength. I'm beginning to think that this particular Wizard is a very dangerous Wizard indeed. And looking inside, the dashboard is utterly atrocious. I think this thing's been absolutely thrown together.
Going to have a look at it to see if it's viable, but I've told him not to hold his breath.
So he's expecting this car just to be broken for parts and then scrapped?
Yes. Basically, yes.
Fuzzbot. End of an era, this thing, that's what it signifies.
This thing is utterly shocking. End of a car's era on the earth, as far as I'm concerned. This thing is possibly the worst put-together car that I have ever laid my hands on.
Well, we're doing it, son.
Well, I know we are.
Well, you might as well shut up then and get it loaded up. Come on, let's get pushing.
All right, I was just telling you.
You don't get it, Fuzz. That's the problem with you in this car. You don't get it yet.
You're going to get it.
Insume, legend, it's been an honour to meet you. Kev, I love you, man. Thank you very much for writing in and giving us our first Wizard. Let's go. Come on.
Thank you,
See
guys.
you later, guys.
Right. Good luck. Safe
Yes.
journey back.
Nasty one, and it's heading his way.
Lee? All right, beautiful man.
Oh, both of you.
How's it going, all right?
All right, mate. Not
Dude,
bad.
listen, don't worry about what's in front of you. We need a favour, right?
As always.
Plan is we are restoring this thing. We're doing it around at our workshop. That's the plan. But we wanted to get your eyes across it, get up on the ramp for a minute, see what we need. It's all right, Fuzz, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We need to know what parts we need to buy from you.
20 minutes, half hour, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll be out there in
that's
20
cool,
minutes.
I mean, it could be a cracking motor, couldn't it? But
Yeah.
anyway, I'll sort the parts out for you. I'll
All right,
get off the ramp.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.
Nice one.
Sheriff, come get a slip for this. Don't ask.
Here's the plan. Car on the ramp.
Yeah.
I'll get him out of there. Get it stripped.
There we go.
Yep, that'll do.
Right.
Okay.
Right, Lee, what do you reckon, dude?
Looks a bit ratty around the edges, isn't it, really? Lift the door up.
What?
Dude,
The whole front end is moving.
this is bad. Don't forget, this car has had its roof whipped off. It was a saloon car before. So the first thing you should do before you do that is put chassis strengtheners in it. Well, if the rest of it's like that, you got a lot of work to do, guys, haven't you?
Yeah, it does.
If only he knew. Tim and Fuzz have taken on Andreas's VW Wizard, a customised Beetle that, according to VW expert Lee, is a bit of a death trap. But that's okay, because it's Lee that's going to fix it. He just doesn't know it yet.
I can see lots of really horrible welding here, where you should be able to see where the floor pan bolts onto the body. It's just been plated over, hasn't it?
Yeah, and that's where the chassis strengthener should be.
Yeah.
It should be running all the way down here and on the inner flitch there. And all they've done is just done some really poor repair work.
I know we're talking about structural stuff here, which is absolutely crucial, but I think you and I should have a chat as well about the way this car's going to look, because a lot of the money that we're going to spend is on the outside. Cal look, resto, Cal, how's it going to look? Chrome work, no chrome work, all that stuff. Can we go and have a chat about that?
Yeah, sure.
Let's fill that shopping list up.
Yeah, I mean, you've got loads of avenues to explore.
Guys, can you give me a hand, please? Right, Lee has just asked me to ask you to help get this car pulled apart as much as we possibly can in the next few minutes, because he wants to see what's going on with it. So if we can get the engine out, get the wheels off, bonnet off, everything that we can get off it, that'd be brilliant.
Oh, Lee's not going to be happy, because we all know if you break it, you fix it.
Oh, man, look at these. Wow, OK, so I'll tell you what, aren't Beetles the most characterful cars on the planet?
Yeah, well, there's a few examples of different styles.
Cal look.
Yeah.
California look.
Yeah, California look, you know, that all the chrome's gone off it. Look at the body mouldings are all painted.
Yeah.
That's resto Cal.
Right.
It's got a bit of bling on it.
Yeah.
You know, Cal look lost all that, didn't it?
Well, as fascinating as that conversation is, at some point it has to come to an end. This should be interesting.
OK, brilliant.
Fuzzbot. Nice one, son.
Who told you free to do this?
Yeah. What? Fuzz did?
But hold on, it's his idea.
Hang on, look.
This stinks of Tim Shaw, this does. You've got something to do with this, Tim.
What?
Don't you keep blaming everyone else. I have been Tim Shaw again.
So it looks like Lee's up for it then, whether he likes it or not. And just as well, as it's not exactly a modest undertaking. What with making sure that the car has structural integrity by cutting out the rot along each side, then making it safe with a new floor, new sills and rigid steel strengtheners. Oh, and also replacing all the custom panels like the boot and the bonnet, the doors and the lowered windscreen. And then there's the engine, which with this car is the least of the problems. As with any custom car, it's not about what's under the bonnet, it's about what's on top, the styling. In this case, the distinctive California look, muted colours, minimalist interior, and an instrument-light dashboard. But before any of that, the most important job on this car is to try and stop it falling apart. So, as they say on airplanes, brace, brace, brace.
We're now at the point where we are ready to separate the body from the chassis of the car. Now, we've already established that this car is just totally structurally unsound. One really important process that has already been completed is measuring up of the door apertures to make sure that they are at factory settings, and then welding in some bracing bars. Now, we've done that because if we try and remove the body without bracing in place, the body's just going to collapse. Ooh.
And if the Wizard looked bad with the body on, it's a darn sight worse now it's off. Deep rust has eaten into every surface, the floor, the scuttle, and as for those all-important structural sills, well, on inspection, they're so rotten they're having to be cut out. And do you know what happens to a car with no... There we are! It's official, VW Wizards are fun. Although, I'm not entirely sure that's the word the boys back at the workshop would use, because this particular Wizard is turning into a right load of old warlocks. Tim and Fuzz are midway through the restoration of their first ever custom car, a VW Wizard.
Yay.
Because this car's bad.
OK, how bad? Scale of 1 to 10?
12.
The engine's well on its way to a full rebuild, but there's still a huge amount of graft to be done to that body shell, which has to be shaped, filled and flatted. Why, it's all hands to the pump. In Fuzz's case, quite literally.
Now, Wizards are all about customisation, being cool, looking cool. And Andreas's car is now going to go one step even further down the cool spectrum, because it's going to have air suspension. Now, we've got our front suspension here, moves up and down like so. And with Max, because he has come up with a beautifully designed air suspension unit, which is absolutely magnificent. Now, this rubber thing here is an airbag. And if I'm right, what happens is air gets fed into the airbag, which blows up a bit like a balloon.
That's correct, mate. If you put more and more in there, generally speaking, the higher the car.
That's right. So more air
More
in
capacity,
and up it goes like
yeah,
that.
that's right. Yeah.
So it can be at the normal height of a normal road car.
Yes.
But it can also have that completely slammed
That's
custom
it.
look.
You've got that. I mean, the look of a slammed Beetle is brilliant, but driving it every day isn't. The good thing is with air suspension is you can have that look, and then you can drive it like a stock car, or you can drive it like a nicely lowered car.
I think that every wizard ought to have this system on, because ultimately, if it doesn't have it, it's not the coolest car, is it? It can't be the coolest car.
This is going to be the best wizard.
Yeah.
And with the height of the front or back being independently remotely controlled from inside the car, life in the Wizard is certainly going to have its ups and...
So now we can have a bit of fun with the Wizard chassis. So we're going to check out the air suspension here. So I've got my weight down on the back suspension here, and I've got an additional bit of heaviness on the front here in the shape of Lee. Hi, Lee.
Thank you.
Okay, right. Now I said hi, Lee. Would you like to get high?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay, right, well, here we go. And up we go, look at that. Now, I'm going to try raising the rear. And up we go. Excuse me. And now, coming down. Down goes Lee. Here we go. Hey. I'm as low as I can go. It's time to get the body on this car so we can have some real fun with it.
Well, before the body can go on to what is now going to be a bit of a low-slung, mean machine, it's going to need priming and then have its first coat of paint. And in keeping with that California look, it's going to be a cool, minimal, dramatic grey. And then it's straight off for the first of several test fits. And as soon as the body's on, it's off again for another visit to the spray booth. Well, you didn't think it was going to go back just grey, did you? No, this is a custom car where anything goes.
Look at the scallops on the doors. The Wizard was a car that back in the day you'd see and you'd think, why have you done that to a Beetle? Today, now that it's a classic, I'll tell you something, it really works. It is going to drop jaws. It's beautiful.
And with the car in paint, the final phase can begin. The fully restored engine goes back on the chassis. That customised shell is refitted. The super wide wings are bolted on, and the doors. The steel wheels are colour-coded both back and front. No aspect is overlooked.
So here we have that magnificent customised dragon snorter tailpipe that we're going to fit. And it looks absolutely amazing. The welding on here is just beautiful. And it just slides in like so. It's the final bit of beauty as you go from front to back. Every little detail on this car is amazing.
Yes, bit by bit, the Wizard is starting to look the business. And as for the high-tech dash, Welsh Q is in the house.
Really is going to make life so much easier for him. Okay, so that'll slide along.
So you have the plug, tracked in, and it slides to the drive mode.
With just days to go before the car's return, work goes up yet another notch. Windows are squeezed into place, a nice set of Porsche 944 seats are fitted.
Let's get this in.
The lights are screwed in and tested, and as no custom car should be without a bit of airbrush artwork, its very own run-to-the-sun petrol tank.
That's amazing, mate.
But there's one thing that everyone wants to see working, something completely unique, Q's automated dashboard.
Right, showtime, girls.
Okay, so yeah.
Who's excited?
Yeah, of course I'm excited.
Keep your eyes on that lot.
Here we go.
Look at that!
That's amazing.
That is like...
That's never been done, has it? Never.
No.
Never.
Yes, with an inboard wing mirror and smart speedometer, this car should now massively change Andreas's driving experience for the better.
In 3, 2, 1. Hey!
Yeah, listen to that, man.
She's alive.
Oh, that is beautiful.
It's fixed.
Dude.
Oh, my word. This is such a different car to the car that it rocked up here with. Lee, thank you so much for your help with this, man. It's been...
When Andreas last saw his VW Wizard, it really was in a bad way. not fit to be sat in, let alone driven. Now its structural integrity's been restored and the car is safe and sound. Remote control air suspension will mean that the car can be slammed to the ground or ride over the biggest of speed bumps. Its pared-back California look will turn heads wherever it goes. And inside, it's jam-packed with enough gadgets to help Andreas regain his confidence on the road. Like its owner, this car is a bit of a star.
Do you think... Press the big blue button there.
Wow!
Down at the back, there you go. You're getting the hang of this.
Oh, I like that.
It's absolutely slammed. Front end's coming down, chilling on the floor.
I don't really want to leave tonight.
Well, you can't leave without one thing, which is that.
Yes.
So this is the bit where I say, Andreas, you absolutely deserve it, and you have been Car SOS.
Ah, thank you very, very much.
It's so Bond, it is.
How cool is that?
Look.
They were coming.